All right, we are live, episode 187 of Live Drawing. Couple announcements that we have going on. Obviously, in the title you see it's the Road to Harry's Comic Show. It's the Harry's Comics and Collectibles Show in Franklin, Massachusetts on March 29th. It's a show that's been running bi-monthly for 30 years. It's one of the longest running shows in the area. It is one that I've done in the past when it used to be in Franklin. Always found great deals for reading material. They would usually have, a few artists here and there. Mike Dougherty's been there. Jay Kennedy's been there. A handful of other local artists and creators have set up there. And it's the first show of the year. And if you collect, especially if you like old comics, it's a really good place to go pick up old comics. So at the Franklin Elks Lodge, Harry's Collectible Show, and then in April 10th and 11th, I'll be at the Little Giant Show, and we just shared that we're doing Undersea Hero exclusive prints for the VIPs. There'll be one by myself, and then we did the, hey Martha's, I'll show off I've shown them a million times, but we did the variant covers of Joe, Rich. Joe and Rich is the other two prints because all three of us will be there. And you'll be able to get the book, you'll be able to get the print signed, and all the guys have waived their signing charge for these prints. So you can go over there, just ask them to sign it. They're happy to sign it. So April 26th, I'll be at CodCon in Hyannis. May 23rd, Wicked Comic-Con in Boston. June 12th to 14th, Heroes in Charlotte, and August 7th through 9th, Fan Expo in Boston. So that's the schedule to date. Lots going on, lots coming up, and we've crossed the 70% threshold for getting books out to backers. So we are in the home stretch. We got about 30 some odd to go. Some of them are bigger packages, so I'm having to be a little creative with the box doodles, and it might actually be just on a piece of cardboard and included. So don't be mad if it's not on the box. Just because it has, some of the boxes have like USPS stuff on them, and I just want to be able to draw on it. So how are you doing, Martha's? What's new? You feeling any better? Yeah, I've got two more of these early birds to finish. I've just been so busy with other stuff, and we did announce that our Undersea Hero is being translated into French. Je parle un peu de français. J'ai étudié en école pour troisième, quatrième. So I speak a very small amount of French, but we're working together on the translation. It'll be released in the book Mystic. And I did a nice snazzy preview drawing that I posted all over social medias. I just posted it on Blue Sky just before I logged on here. I don't get over to that one as often. I don't have it on my phone, so the news over there is a little behind for me. You touched a great deal of grass, and now you're very tired. Oh, it's nice to get out and about, doing some stuff. Yeah, Thierry, the editor publisher, reached out to me a little while back, and we had mulled it around, and yeah, we're going to be going forward and putting it in his anthology. So it's pretty neat. I'm pretty excited about it because it introduces it to a whole new audience. And hey, Ethan, good to see you, man. Happy Wednesday. think last time you were here, you were heading to you were going to karaoke, I think it was. How did that go? Do you have a go-to karaoke song? I know it takes me a little longer to get these things mailed out, but just try to make them all special. Oh, okay, yeah, watching the Christopher Nolan with Christian Bale. I haven't seen those movies in many years, so I hope they're still good. Karaoke tonight too. Wow, you're a singing fool. I mean that as a compliment. Singing machine is probably a better way to say it. Back in olden times, they used to say people that danced a lot were dancing fools. So it's meant as a compliment. A karaoke man. I used to occasionally go back when I was young, back in the college days. Go with my brother or some friends. Inside Out by Eve Six. Nice, nice. I know that one. I don't know the other one. I don't know that song by Fall Out Boy. I know the band. I just don't know that song. Maybe I've heard it. I just don't know the name. Well, that sounds like a good time, man. I was working on this one on my lunch today, and I just couldn't get it finished. Kept getting phone calls and having to do stuff. Not much of a lunch break. I was lazy for dinner. I just got a pizza, but that gave me a little extra time. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's kind of meant to look like a fancy wetsuit, that kind of a vest look. And I do have a goal for getting the store open, my online store. I would like to get it open by the 11th of April, because that'll be like my first 10th and 11th. So that'll be like my first bigger show. It may not have everything in it, but I think people will be able to purchase Undersea Hero by that time. And then by May, sometime in May, it'll probably be finished. But we'll do like a soft launch. I did have one person who received the book message me, and I found it kind of confusing that they didn't realize that Undersea Hero was a comedy, which I don't know. Felt like I marketed it as such, but hey, it is what it is. I do have a couple of bigger commissions that are from the campaign that I'll be doing, and I'll be doing those on the stream as well. That'll probably be oh If not next week, the following week. There's one real big one that's 11 by 17, and then there's a couple of like medium-sized ones. So maybe we'll work on those together on the stream. I've had some folks ask if I'm going to open up just general commissions. I don't have any plans on doing that as of now. I do accept pre-show sketches because I allot time for those. So like if I'm doing a convention or whatever, if you want to pick up a sketch and you don't want to wait for it, I can do it, try to get it done in advance. And at worst, I can do it while I'm at the show. So I just have a hard time setting aside enough time. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have a whole list of people I've got to reach out to for that, and I really appreciate you reaching out to them. Um, oh, you mean the what was it, Hanover Fist, the Captain Stern story from Heavy Metal? Yeah, Bernie Wrightson did the Captain Stern stuff, and it was republished and they did an expanded version with Kitchen Sink Comics, I think, at some point in the 80s, if I remember correctly. I remember seeing that miniseries floating around. It's an interesting little story, the Captain Stern stuff. Yeah, it just takes me a little longer. I wish I had a staff to do my correspondence. Like the last 2 nights, I didn't get to do any drawing. It was all paperwork and um, forms and follow-ups and graphic design. And like the promo image that had all of the artists on it for the exclusive prints for the Little Giant show. I designed that last night. Had to get that approved. Had to upload the print files to the printer, which you got to double check everything. Try to not have any spelling mistakes. Hey, good to see you, Mike. Welcome back. Same to you, my friend. I really haven't had time to read too much either, unfortunately. So I don't have any book reports. I got I was at picking up some random indie comics at a station. What do you call it? A booth at an antiques mall in town here, and I picked up an issue of Ditko's World, which was an anthology in the 80s. Haven't read that. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Your manager is buying Sam Diego's. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know that one. Good luck, sir or ma'am. tough out there in the summertime. It's got Hyannis is a tough town, I gotta say, just because you got all the summer residents, the population changes. My family has a long history on Nantucket, so I know that. I know that well. I know the seasonal aspect of Cape life well. One of my bosses at work loves that place, so there's a large clientele of loyal customers. So it's been there forever. It's been there for ages. I was actually just talking to someone that I knew a long time ago, not that far back, and it was about opening comic book stores and how it's always a bad time to open a comic book store. And there was a time in my life where I was like, oh, maybe I should do that, and I just never did because it would one of the I mean, brick and mortar stores are really tough, and also you're putting most of your faith in the U.S. into the big two publishers for off the rack comics. He says, "I love comics. They make them for everything. I play Fortnite." Yeah, there are DC and Marvel Fortnite comics. There definitely are. Yeah, I think Riley Brown drew those, at least the DC ones, and yeah, he's a New Jersey guy. Nice fellow. Met him a handful of times. I believe I saw. Let me look this up. I think I saw that a friend of the show, Dean Kotz. I believe he got the gig drawing Rocketeer. Yes. Yep, Dean Kotz. He got the gig drawing the Rocketeer for Dynamite. So congratulations, Dean. If you catch this episode, um, since you're drawing it, I'll be buying it. So um, I have not bought a regular Rocketeer comic since Dave Stevens. I've bought random issues here and there, but not series. Hey, Dennis, how's it going? Lots is going on, actually. We got our first convention of the year coming up. It's a comic show in Franklin. We did Undersea Hero exclusive prints for the Little Giant comic show in Concord in April. And Undersea Hero is being translated to French and published in Mystique, an anthology of comics over in France. So, working on that. We put up the promo for that. I've got to do some more artwork for them for that release. So, got a lot of stuff going on. And we're over 70% fulfilled, which is a big achievement in my heart. Just because it's been a long process. People are happy with them, but it does take me a long time to do all the box doodles and everything. And we've got to do a couple of commissions. So thank you. Dennis, for those who don't know, is just in a new TV commercial. He's doing it for Jordan's Furniture, so you might see him on TV. He'll be like, "Hey, that was that guy on that comic artist stream." So, thank you. Working hard, you know. And then you have the life stuff. It's the season to finish off my taxes, so gotta finish that. Things adulting, got some other stuff like that I gotta take care of, and that's time I can't spend drawing or doing box doodles or whatever. I did see it, yes, yeah. I checked it out. Great job, man. I didn't see it on TV. I think I saw it on online. I was like, "Hey, I know that guy." Sitting at the table for Jordan's furniture. Yeah, my dad has been in the furniture business for a very long time, and he knew the Jordan's father before the kids took over. And it's funny, he always used to tell the story of like his dad would talk to my dad, who worked for Berkline Furniture for many years, which was a wholesaler that would go into stores. So he would go and like sell them wholesale furniture to sell different lines in the store. And he vividly remembers the Jordan's dad complaining about his kids, saying that one day when we own the furniture store, we're going to put a movie theater in it. And lo and behold, they put IMAX theaters in the Jordans and stuff. You know, fast forward, 30 years or however long it's been. I just always found that very funny. And his dad, the Jordan's dad, used to say it in jest, like, "My kids, they're saying they're going to put a movie theater in my furniture stores." I know you got tons of voiceover work, so like more camera work would be cool because I know you said you wanted to do that. Yeah, no worries. My computer was telling me to update, and I told it to wait. So we'll do that over the weekend, hopefully. And oh yeah, they do the blueberry muffins. The blueberry muffins, though, go back to before the two sons took over of the uh, furniture store, the chain at this point. My dad knew the Carty brothers more, and they still talk and are friends. You know, Ronnie and Pete, because Nick passed away. The Jordans in Framingham is actually very close by to a very good comic store. So if they have you doing like a meet and greet or a photo shoot at that one, there's a store called Bedrock Comics just up the street. They always had great back issues. And then there's the Hall of Comics, which is a little further down. Right now, I'm just trying to make it so I don't mess up by like over filling any of the areas that I don't want to be dark. I'm kind of like following along. Bob's Furniture, my mistake. I'm sorry. I had those confused. Bob's Furniture did the Bobopedic and all that stuff. So yeah, and they've been around forever too. So bet you didn't think you'd hear like backstories on furniture companies in the northeastern United States tonight on the comic show, did you? That's just because my dad's been in the furniture business for a million years, and he is still in the furniture business. He actually became an independent rep, and he reps like 5 or 6 different lines of furniture, hardwood, American made ones, and then upholstered stuff, and yeah, because Brookline went out of business. But anyway. But with the show in Franklin coming up, Harry's Hobbies and Collectibles. I used to do that show when it was in Attleboro years and years ago. My buddy Jay and I would do that show, and they always had great dollar bins. So like we would go there, and generally if we made any money selling comics or artwork, we spent it at the show. We would buy. They would have a lunch cart that would it was like an old school lunch food truck, not like these modern gourmet food trucks. It was like a construction site lunch cart that would come up, and they would do sausages and beverages and stuff. So yeah, if you dig old comics and you want to see vendor stock and things like that, highly recommended. Thanks, Dennis. Yeah, it's one of the last 3 early bird drawings I got to finish. Get 2 more, and then those get out. Anybody who ordered just the regular Kickstarter edition, which is the book with the rewards, those have all shipped. I had a couple of people fill out their backer survey late that did the Paul Story level, which was just the book. Those have not shipped, but I should be able to get those out next week. As long as we can get the doodles done, the box doodles. I posted that Swamp Thing one just because I thought it came out nice, and I really like Swamp Thing. Another Bernie Wrightson reference. We started with a Bernie Wrightson reference for Pat's comment, and we come full circle. Let that dry a little bit. Make sure we get his shoulder hair. I don't know why I decided to put arm hair on the guy. I just did. Hey, Dennis, great to see you. Good luck with your auditions, man. Knock 'em dead. Thanks for popping in. I think it's because I think the main reason was just a design choice because we had the different we had the black, we had the crisscross, and then I thought this would make it easy, like even in a black and white drawing, to create separation so that you knew it was anytime something was overlapping. Like you see where this white area is overlapping where this arm area is with hair. I won't put hair there so that visually I'm telling you that this is not the same as this. And when you're doing pen and ink, you only have it's a binary, so you only have a choice of black or white. And in this case, like you can do cross hatching and stuff, but you're still adding pigment to it. And anytime you can create a situation where you're using the paper intentionally and thoughtfully, that really adds more to the repertoire of a design. Hey, Brian, good to see you, man. Hope all is well with the kiddos. One of the things I mentioned about the early bird sketches is especially one like this. I'm gonna have them all scanned, so I could very easily see using this like on a letters page and publishing it in something or putting it in an art book. So like even at the early bird level, it's very likely that somebody will be getting like future to be published artwork. I just don't know when or on what or how, but anytime you have creator-owned stuff and you can recycle it and reuse artwork, like, do it. I might use it for an ad, or I might use it for sometimes when you set up at a show, you can negotiate a deal where you get some space in the program, stuff like that, or post on a website. So, like, there's always a need for fresh artwork that people maybe haven't seen as much as, the covers or whatever, you know. And I did start talking to another convention that's not on the East Coast, but I will keep you posted if that happens. And I think if that one happens, that'll be my last booking for the year. Because I honestly will need some time. Took a fun day and goofed off painting poetry, watching movies. Well, you'll be able to watch movies. You just won't be able to be as goofy and spry as you usually are. So it's good you were able to have some fun. Have they got you on any sort of diet restrictions before you have to get things taken care of? Or are they like, no, you can just, if you would like to have chocolate chip cookies for dinner, that's totally cool. I had a nice unhealthy dinner. I had pizza. I did have a little salad with it. Went to the grocery. We got our pizza at the grocery store because they actually make good fresh pizza, and it's pretty inexpensive. And got my wife some flowers just because she's great. Hey Desiree, good to see you. I did have to order some more plastic top loaders, which they should be here tomorrow for anyone who ordered original art pages. That was what was holding those up. And I also had to order more boxes from the United States Post Office. So, Sandy milkshakes. Are they cold or are they like protein shakes? We'll explicitly speak about salad and um, wheat germ and computer keeps telling me I have more updates. I swear I'm going to spend like half a day on Saturday just updating different things on my computer. Clear carbohydrate drink. Huh. Huh? Yeah, on days where I do my stream, Camila usually helps out a lot with dinner. But tonight I just didn't want to do dishes or anything, so we just picked up a pizza and had salad and stuff with it. Hey, welcome back, Michael. Yeah, the VIP print gig is the kind of thing I'm happy to do for most shows. When these shows do these exclusive comics, they usually have to order a very large minimum amount of at least 1,000, and it's for like a smaller show. That's just not feasible financially or responsible. But like, when you work with an independent creator like myself or somebody else who owns their character, they can generally do smaller runs of things and do them at a lower cost. And the great thing about the VIP print setup is that the VIP, everyone who worked on one, Joe, Rich, and myself, are all agreeing to sign them for no charge. And hopefully it will get people to want to meet us and come over to our tables and perhaps pick up something. So there is a method to it. Oh, the Simon's Cat cartoons? Yeah, those are delightful. Yes, excellent. Yeah, very good. Simon's Cat is one of those things I like to think of as like the internet being used for good instead of evil. Like, oh, cat jokes. This is fine. This is nice. Although Bruce, I will say, caught a mouse the other day. Sheriff Bruce, as I've been calling him. All right. I have a little sketch card that I need to finish. I've been showing these off. I've been doing these little sketch cards. They'll go in my like $20 binder. We got like the Tick. We got Arthur, Cape Cod, more Ticks. Got all 4 Ninja Turtles, Captain America, Colossus, Tumor Dracula, Conan, Hulk, Helena, and then we have this chair face that I need to finish. And what it needs is just some spatter. We're going to put some spatter on this. So I'll put some spatter on this for our little star field. If I can find the proper credit card here. Maybe it's in my pencil bag. They're a little bit bigger than sketch cards, but it's the kind of thing I can do when I'm talking on the phone or on my lunch break. I can usually pump one of those out. That's not a big lift. Let's see here. There we go. This will work. Plastic card. Oh, thanks. Desiree's cat Speedy caught a moth that was flying around the kitchen. Not sure how it got, but it's gone now. Yeah, my old cat used to eat moths. I always thought it was so gross because they're all powdery. Excuse me. It always seems so gross to me. I don't know. There we go. We'll let that dry. And then I've got to go in and darken out a few of those. Got a little blumpy. I don't know, glunky, powdery. I don't know. I don't know what the right word is. I'll just sign this. Where will I sign this? Just right here. Here. Space. There we go. And we'll get ourselves a nice box doodle to close it out. There we go. Who should we draw to finish out the night? Should it be one of our characters? Should it be somebody that someone else has heard of? See, like his suit. I'll go back in and just get rid of these little dots. And here, just a little too much. There we go. A wee little chair face. To go with like our wee little Arthurs and ticks and things. So I just ended up with a whole bunch of scrap pieces of paper. So, and what I do, just to show like, he must have a giant ego. I not only sign them, but what I've started doing on things like if I've worked on something before, like I worked on the tick for over 10 years, I put my name on it. So it's not just people guessing from my signature or whatever, and I'll say like I worked on the IDW TMNT books or for Conan, I did a cover for Conan for Titan Comics. So if somebody just ran across one of these in the future, they'll know who did it and why I drew a character. So I do the same thing on the back of my other finished pieces and stuff. Because I've seen pieces of mine online that say by Ian ? Or unknown artist or any number of other ways you can describe we don't know who did this. So yeah, like on the back of the pieces, I'll write, Hero. And it takes a little longer, but if somebody sold this piece or if somebody who had it, something happened to them and somebody had to find this piece, they would know, oh, well, that's the guy who drew it and he created it apparently. So we got that done. We got those done. And stuff done. Who should we draw for our box doodle? I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't been reading much in the way of comics lately. It's because I've been so busy. I always like drawing, the fantasy characters. I don't think I've drawn. Who should we draw? I don't know. Superheroes are usually what people want to see. Any inspiration sitting around here? Not really. Not really. Swig of water. Yeah, unfortunately, I have no idea how to draw most of things anime. I'll just draw one of my characters. I'll draw the correlator. Two things I've noticed from people reading Undersea Hero. Uh, the correlator is a character that says a lot about the reader, I think. How they react to the correlator, I think, says a lot about the reader. And then also, Radio Bear seems to be going over pretty well with folks, which is nice to hear. I didn't know if that level of randomness would fly, but it appears to be flying. I don't know. I just love to draw. So I wish I had more time to draw lately. Like I said, I've been doing so much paperwork, and obviously it's tax season, and having to do lots of stuff for hopefully one thing I can announce soon, as I'm working on also getting out all of the rest of the boxes. I believe I've pulled everyone's orders at this point, except for the original pages, which I have in my art files right underneath where we're drawing tonight. So I know Brian bought a whole stack, so I am going to be sad to see them go. I really don't sell original art very often, the pages, so. But everybody that bought them, are people that I know, and they're going to good homes, so at least I know that. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. How's things? Last couple nights, I've actually been working till about 10:30, till actually about close to 10 o'clock. Every night, I usually try to be done by 9:30. So. Oh, nice. Yeah, Ethan, it's I agree. Like, but there are pieces I draw to sell, which I'm happy to sell, and that's why they're brought places. But I don't know. There's something about pages that I spend so much time on them. Same thing with covers, but I'm glad I have the ability to sell them for when something happens. Like, I last time I had to move, I sold a cover to pay for the moving truck. You know, I'm going down to Heroes this year, and I'm actually going to bring my GI Joe cover that I did. I'll have that for sale. Not cheap because it's a Larry Hama issue of GI Joe. The cover has Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and Cobra Commander all on it. Not a lot of covers with those three characters together on that. So draw Brian as Sonic the Hedgehog. Me drawing Sonic the Hedgehog, you're asking, I believe we've spoken of this on several occasions, when I basically get asked to draw Sonic the Hedgehog once a year at Free Comic Book Day. And every time it looks like something out of a nightmare. Like, I don't know, there's just something about that character. I cannot make it look like how it's supposed to look. I hope you don't want that. That would be torture for me to draw it and anyone who would have to look at it. That's asking me to draw anything Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm terrible at drawing that character, just terrible. And it doesn't even matter if I have reference. It looks just horrifying. I don't know. It looks like when you see like a horror movie try to do something like they made a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. I think that would be a more apt description of however my Sonic the Hedgehog ends up looking. I'm sure she can draw a much better Sonic the Hedgehog than I can, without question. Without question. Artwork in MS Paint. I do find it interesting when people use stuff like that to make artwork. It's kind of like when people use, to me, it's more like a slightly more digital version of people using an Etch-a-Sketch. I believe her. She's absolutely right. She can definitely draw a better Sonic the Hedgehog than I can, without question. It's true. Trees are fun to draw. They're very organic shapes, and they can just kind of move in different ways. And different trees look even less tree-like. I was actually thinking about this the other day when I was driving down the road. Those scrub pines that you see along the highway in New England and surrounding areas, like they are so random in how they look. Some of them will have some needles. Some of them will have very, very few needles. It's just a Hey, thanks, Ethan. Have fun at karaoke tonight. It does, yes. And when I put in the caption, it will make sense. I try to think of the gag before I start. Usually comes out better that way. So yeah, it looks quite silly. That is a good question, and I believe that that is something that we must answer. What would the correlator use as a toothpick? Maybe a piece of eelgrass? A nail, maybe, yeah. Some sort of fishing equipment, like a leader? I don't know. Maybe what was it? Like a sea urchin point? Maybe that would that be too difficult to identify? Maybe. Yeah, those quills. Yeah, the sea urchin quill thing. That would be a good ocean related one. We were trying to come up with a sea creature bit. A whole lobster claw. I like the over the top visual. I like the thinking there. Let's see if I have another one of those pens. See if it says any juice left in it. Yeah, that's even worse. Need to throw that one away. Didn't I just buy a new one of these? There's a blue one. There's a black one. Let's see if this one works. This one works okay. Yeah, it's interesting what does well on YouTube and what doesn't. Sometimes when I draw a popular character, it does better, but sometimes my own characters have done pretty well. Just depends when I'm posting. Yeah, I don't fully have the algorithm down for YouTube. I know that they tell me I need to do more content and more and more. And I just tell them I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. Sorry, I can't do more. Unless, you want to send out a proxy to do like my regular work. It's crazy. I do the minimum, which is like one a week for them to give you any visibility whatsoever. And then they're like, oh, you need to do shorts, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm just like, I don't have time. If I get a new phone, maybe I can do more while I'm on the go. Um, I would love to be able to film a little bit more when I'm at conventions or whatever, just to get shots of the table and say hi to friends and things like that. But um, Little piece of snorkel. Yeah. Well, the spongemen in the book have completely useless snorkels, and one of the gags that um, is in there is that they have to go back to the surface after they're fighting underwater because snorkels obviously don't make it so you can breathe underwater. They, you know, have to go back to the surface in order to not die. Little gold earring. I think we got our purple here. We use our dark blue since we don't have a ton of color on this one. What happened to our purple? This is our white. There it is. Purple. Is there a term for a character that every time I do anime, I have to do regular, boring human poses for the days I won't forget they look without stylization? Yeah, I could see that becoming a thing when you work on that too much. If you don't want that to be your identifiable regular style or whatever. Or my other pet. Purple, yeah, my purple's running out, so we gotta open a new purple. Like I said, these are the cheap craft pens that I think people usually use for like scrapbooking and things like that. But you know, on something like this, it is. I don't know if there's a specific term, Daniel, for a villain that becomes a hero. I know that it's a regular trope, especially in modern movies and stuff. Maybe Desiree, who's a film aficionado and buff, will know. There might be some academic term for it. Is it an anti-hero? I don't know. I always thought that was like when a hero did stuff that was considered not heroic for their goals or whatever. I don't know. Jeff would know if he was here. Jeff McClellan would know. He'd be like, well, this is in certain versions of the hero's journey is by this scholar and this scholar. Someone who's not heroic, who does good things. Oh, okay. See, this is why we get smart people instead of just doodle bugs. I got my orange. Let's go pink. I think the correlator would appreciate a nice pink outline. He's not the good guy, but he winds up saving the town. Right. Yeah, I got that flip-flopped. You're right. See? I knew Desiree would know. I don't know what the Hulk would qualify as because he was originally building weapons. So like Bruce Banner was not your cut and dry like hero trying to do good from the start. In the classic superhero sense. Although I think they've changed that origin, more times than I can count. But in the original one, he was working on weapons for the government. The time it came out, it was probably to fight, the Russians or something. Yes, the face turn. I've heard that term before. I haven't watched a ton of wrestling, in my adult life, but There we go. Starting to see it. Let's get our green, because he's got green eyes. Wrong one. Let's get this one. And then these are little bubbles, so. I'm not sure how dark this blue is. They make it look like it's almost a navy blue, so we'll find out. I just wanted to use it for the outline. Once we do the outline, we will call it a night. Come on, blue pen. You can do it. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty dark. See how it looks. All right. Got a fair amount done. Got our box doodle done. We got our early bird done, and we got our little chair face done. So overall, a successful night. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. Good to see everybody. And yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And hopefully I'll see you next week. All right. Listen to my voice. Good night, everybody.